Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
Guys, where are we?
Well, if there's a bright center to the universe, you're on the planet that it's farthest from.
Welcome to the Outer Rim. Enjoy your stay.
Previously on X-Men.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun, and we're back talking comics. More specifically, we're back talking Wolverine comics, but even more specifically, we're back talking Deadpool comics as well with Deadpool Wolverine #2. This book by Percy and Josh Cassara. I was so excited about this book because when I had heard that there was a Deadpool Wolverine book coming out, but look, I love the movie, but I don't always like every kind of crossover, two characters meeting. I've not read every kind of Deadpool Wolverine team up book, but I've read a lot of them. But this one in particular, first what got me was that it was an ongoing series, and then the creative team. Ben Percy has been killing it for over 5 years as the voice of, like, to me, how Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman and Bruce Wayne. Ben Percy to me is the voice of Wolverine in my head. Like it might be Cal Dodd's actual voice in my head, but it's Ben Percy's words. And with Josh Cassara and him teaming up again, this is the return. And I know I'm talking about this, I've probably said this in the first issue, but I still want to bring it up, that this is the teaming up again of the X-Force team from the beginning of the Krakoan age. And their book, the combination of Cassara's art and Percy's understanding of these characters in a new world. I mean, Percy had to jump in and start talking about these characters in the Krakoan age, right? He didn't even get to have your general, story arc. He got thrown into an event and he pulled it off. And it didn't hurt that Cassara's art is some of my favorite art I have ever seen. And X-Force was the book. All right. Hickman's X-Men was fine. Even when I think it was Brisson or Duggan that took over and Cassara eventually was on that book, that was all right. But X-Force was the book to me anyway. And when Deadpool arrived on the scene in the Krakoan age and Wolverine's solo book and X-Force, I hadn't seen anybody write Deadpool this good in a really long time. And so even though this is definitely feels like a cash grab, because from Marvel anyway, right? Not from the people who are making the book, but when your movie makes $1 billion and you finally see the dollar signs that are putting Deadpool and Wolverine together, this book was inevitable. But what wasn't necessarily inevitable was getting this creative team together. And I don't know how long this book will go on, but for now, I'm here because of this creative team more than I am for my general love for these two characters. So when Ben and Cassara, if this just is their little book and it runs for like 13 issues or something, great. And it's gone, fine. If it continues and they can put more good creative teams on this book, great. But for right now, I'm focusing on what is already good. And it also doesn't hurt that this book is hitting me where I really wanted it to be, which is having a book about Strife, the return of Strife, the clone of Cable, the guy who showed up in X-Cutioner's song back in, well, his first appearance was New Mutants 86 and 87, which is basically, you know, which is also like the first appearance of freaking Cable. Um, so I love that those two guys like basically showed up at the exact same time. It's always going to be the which one is which, because Strife comes from an alternate timeline of Cable's future, and he's a clone. And when in Executioner's song, you know, because he's been around for a little while. He was around for a little while before Executioner's song with his Mutant Liberation Front, and fights with X-Force. But it wasn't until Executioner's song where him and Sinister take advantage of a situation, working together, pretending to be Apocalypse. The whole thing with the legacy virus starting, like really kicking harder in this, like really like Xavier getting sick in that story, everybody not knowing, everybody thinking Cable's gone bad. It was a really fun story, and also like some of like Greg Capullo, I think's first work in comics was the Executioner song. Now in Deadpool Wolverine, this new book, we've got the return of Strife, who's controlling Deadpool, and it looks like he wanted to control Wolverine. And in the first issue, you know, we've got the usual antics. We got a really fun beginning, a very Indiana Jones warehouse scene where these guys open up something they shouldn't. What's in this adamantium lace case? I'm not sure. I haven't really gone around and looked a lot for like clues to what anybody else thinks this is. I'm just gonna kind of let the story happen. And see where it goes and be surprised. If it's like something I should know, go ahead and put it in the comment section. And I've already talked for like a really long time and said, like, if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all that jazz. And yeah, all that stuff. So anyway, Strife is back. And he wanted control of both Deadpool and Wolverine to help him with something called X-Cutioner. And there's also legacy in here. So is this the return of the legacy virus? What is Strife doing back? What is his plans? He's already talking about like fossils are everywhere, and soon everything here will be fossils, right? And all of this we've been planning for a long time. And he's gotten control back and forth with Deadpool in this first issue, kind of dragging Wolverine along and then leaving, dragging and leaving. And Maverick then shows up at the same time, and it's just the return of all these like characters. Maverick's been in Wolverine a lot lately, and I'm really happy with that. I love the return of this Team X character whenever he shows up. He was really good in the Krakoan age when it had to do with the auction and selling Wolverine body parts and claws and clones and shit. But we left off with Deadpool and Strife's plans. There's a nuclear reactor goes off. It's just insanity. It is a world-ending event. Where are the Avengers? Where are the X-Men? Where are all the other teams? Who knows? Who cares? Because when you got the old Knucklehead and the Merc with the mouth, you don't really need anybody else's help, even if you really do. And so this fun, action-packed, well-written, well-drawn book that has really, I mean, honestly, again, because of the dollar signs involved, I can't believe that this book is actually this good. I can't believe they got the creative team for this. Maybe it wasn't that hard. I don't know. But I'm here for it, and we're here to talk about number 2. And I mean, I read it. We're going to read it together. I loved it. And I've got plenty to say. I mean, I have tons to say about Strife, but maybe I'll wait until the end of the video and we'll talk more about Strife as we've get the context from the story of what's going on. And this again just brings up more questions, the mystery of what's really going on. I have no idea, but the action and the art just chef's kiss as usual from you guys. And I love you guys. I'm I'm talking to Ben Percy and Josh Cassara now. I love you guys. Don't ever leave. All right. No, without further ado, let's get to talking about Deadpool Wolverine number 2. Okay. All right. So, Deadpool Wolverine number 2. Let the page settle. Great cover. I was like, what is going on? Bone dinosaurs? Holy crap. Meanwhile, in South Dakota, an emergency evacuation is underway. CNCB News, emergency in South Dakota, disaster containment team is on scene. In the region aptly known as the Badlands, several hundred square miles are now considered a dead zone. After a shocking disaster at a nuclear power plant, what exactly happened? We don't know. But this could very well turn out to be America's Chernobyl. Yeah, this is crazy. The Badlands, Strife's unearthed headquarters. Time is a clock that winds and ticks in 4 dimensions. I hail from the future, but I stand in the present, even as I am surrounded by the past. The very fact that I am unbound by time is what makes me an ideal clocksmith. I can see from every angle what needs to be fixed. Now, he's usually sporting his helmet. Maybe he's just done with that, contrivance right now, especially in front of Deadpool or whatever. It doesn't really matter. He's also just got, and he's always there with his cloak and his armor, but he's looking, I don't know. He seems a little different to me. Andrew Deadpool are one of the sharpest tools in my kit. He successfully cleared this area for us to do our work. He's got a bunch of Jurassic Park eggs. Life will find a way. So let us do our work. I have my task to complete. You have yours. Yes, Strife. So, what do dinosaur eggs have to do with it? Okay, Badlands. Something is wrong with Deadpool. He shifted into a controlled state and sought out Wolverine, laser focused on completing a mission with Wolverine that Logan has no knowledge of. Deadpool set off a nuclear reactor as Wolverine tried to stop him while en route to a hidden base. There, brief moments of clarity for what passes as such for Deadpool revealed this mission to be as much a mystery to Wade himself as it is to Logan. They found high-tech gear customized for the two of them, along with a substance marked Legacy 2.0 that seems to match what's running within Deadpool's body. Before they could uncover more, this unboxing party was crashed by Maverick, sometime ally of Wolverine now working for One, which is trying to contain a dangerous escaped element. Deadpool snapped back under control and escaped to report to his commander. Said dangerous element? A mutant called Strife. Deadwood, South Dakota. Something's got a hold on Deadpool. He ain't himself. He's answering to some other call. We've both been down that road, Wolverine. Don't twist this into a fucking apology for turning on me, Maverick. Just listen. I jammed a claw into him. Shut him down for a minute. I noticed something then. Something in his eye. Just a brief flash. These canisters, they're labeled Legacy Reborn. The color and stink of his blood was the same. Sorry about the destroyed evidence. These One agents are trigger happy. I got us covered, assuming you've got access to a lab. And assuming you're not going to fuck me over again. We're good, bro. The past is past. And all I'm thinking when I read that was he said bro this whole thing is he's taking it way too casually, I don't trust this guy, but you never should trust this guy, really. Get this to HQ for immediate analysis. Yes, sir. Deadpool came out of here dolled up in one of these costumes, and you said he used the term executioner? Can't help but notice. This one seems tailored just for you. I only mention it because your shit stinks the same as mine. You say Deadpool sought you out, brought you here? So why aren't you answering the same command? Or maybe you are and just don't know it. Fuck if I know. But if it's something that's been hibernating in us a long time, maybe Krakoa cleaned me out. Resurrection will do that to you. Maverick, this is Director Talon. Please respond. Shh. This is Mav. Talk to me. I've been monitoring your comms while speaking to the other agents. You need to get Wolverine into restraints and a power inhibitor immediately. Hold the hell up. You've been spying on me? He's a walking a weapon of mass destruction, and he could, as you already said, be under the influence of the outside party that didn't hesitate to trigger a nuclear event. Do it, or I'll be forced to assume you're undercutting the objectives of this agency. Are you hearing me, Maverick? Yeah, I hear you. But it looks like you're too late. Wolverine's gone, and so's our ride. Love this. Because it's like he looks like Cable. It's just, you know what I mean? Like it's but yeah, it's like there's something like because they're both intense guys, right? They're like they both could be like say so much with that look. Like, what is he thinking in this? You have no idea. It's serious. That's all I see. The dinosaurs didn't know what was coming. Humans don't know what's coming either, but I have lived the future. That world is a punishing hell. Look at him. He's like so hot. It's like fucking up his hands and melting him and shit. Oh, ow. Which is why I need to fix this one. Move! We know they came here with some form of transport. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Here's the thing about time and memory. It's the bedrock of who you are. We carry the scars inside us like the dirt carries its fossils. You fight in a war, you fall in love, you get hired or fired, you lose a parent or a spouse or a kid. All of that changes you. You earn your sense of self. The fact that I don't remember this executioner business makes me feel like I've got a big hole in me. Makes me question what I've done or might do. Makes me question who I am. Don't know what the hell this thing is, but it's big. It's like, okay, so what's running this thing? Is this Legacy that's running this thing? Is this thing like, is he controlling Deadpool? Like, is he controlling this thing and its whole gestation process and everything in the same way kind of that he's controlling Deadpool? Like, is he manipulating this stuff? Is that why it looks like the way it does? Big's never bothered me. I'm always the shortest guy in a scrape. Tough and mean matter more than tall and ugly. You just got to get creative with where to hit them. I like this spiral so you can tell he's like and not worry about getting your guts spilled along the way. Shakakadoom! Coming in for a landing. Boom! Something I've learned over the big bloody century I've suffered on this planet. Every time you think you've won or found peace, snicked. You're simply ignorant of the next threat hurrying towards you. There's always another fist, another bullet, another virus. Another army marching, another monster widening its jaws. But as long as the wheel of pain keeps turning, snap! I'll keep trying to stop up its gears. Shoot! Shack! Hurr! Wade! You are interfering. By interfering, you are the enemy of the executioner. Wake the fuck up! Blam, blam, blam. So they're like on the Breaking Bad RV. Blam, 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 blam. Dude, owie. Wade, are you straight? My turn-ons include anything with skin, also fruits, sea anemones, and the Washington Monument. I meant your back. You're not being remote controlled? I have so many questions, like who's shooting us and why am I riding a dinosaur bareback in this sweet new negligee? Get us close, between the legs. Sticky bomb the ankles. Between the legs, sticky bombs. I love all this dirty talk. Oh, shit. Change of plans. Fall back. Fall back. Get us off this thing, Wade. How? It's not like I can fly. You can. You did. Seriously? I'm not sure I like that. I've always thought of myself as more of a street-level hero, like a cuddlier, less Scully version of the Punisher. Ooh, I wonder if this is the flying button. Boop. Choom. KO. Please tell me that's all of them. And please tell me what the fuck is going on here. Because this sure as hell feels like I stumbled into the beginning of a world war. And somehow we're enlisted on both sides. Dun dun dun! Strife, flying giant dragon dinosaurs looking like a boss. To be continued. In Deadpool and Wolverine, number 3. All right, then, ladies and germs. That was Deadpool and Wolverine number 2. Now, again, this whole thing about control and when did this start? Like, how long has he had his hooks into them? Because Strife was, to me, kind of he was involved in, gosh, I'm trying to remember how involved was he in Krakoa, if at all. That is something I'm gonna have to like. Okay, so what I found on the like fandom for Marvel is that there was a mention of Strife creating an adult clone to go to Krakoa, but didn't when he learned Cable was replaced by his murderer, Kid Cable. So I guess he didn't care about if he was going to go there and try to fuck things up. He wanted to do it with classic Cable, not Kid Cable, which thank goodness. Look, I have nothing against Kid Cable, but if you're going to bring a Cable into a situation that we were just clamoring for old Cable during Krakoa for a good little while. Anyway, like So how long, like, then was this put into action? How long has he had this ability to do something about this, like to actually put this in motion? I'm not sure, but honestly, I don't really care that much because this is just a lot of fun. As usual, the art on point, the writing on point. This guy knows all these characters really, really well. The bigger, deeper mystery here of what Strife is up to. This is all that timey-wimey stuff, right? That there's always been the Cable says, I've got to do this because of the future. Bishop has to kill Hope Summers because of the future. Strife has to change the past. Everybody, changing the past, changing the future has always been like a subplot going on in X books for a really long time. So if you're not really into that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm into it because it's just fun and, look, there's no such thing as time travel, right? So just have fun with it. It's basically, do they do it in a way that I can ignore all the, logical problems with it? And right now, I'm just having fun watching my action figures, hurdle each other across the pages of these books. And so that's it. That's my review for Deadpool Wolverine #2. I know Deadpool Wolverine #3, I think, is coming out next week, or the week after. So hopefully by that time, everybody will be ready to hear me talk about Deadpool Wolverine #3. So if you still are liking what we're doing here on the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you on the next video, bubs. Bye. Ba 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 bum. Ba bum 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 bum.